Concord Voices and Orchestra have been making Tucson proud for many reasons, including being the first choral ensemble to be nominated for a Grammy in Southern Arizona.
Let's catch up on all the exciting news and what is next with Eric Holden. Eric, thank you so much for joining us back on the show.
My pleasure to be here, as always.
So, we have so much to talk about, including the Grammys, but let's kind of go back a little bit because we've had you guys on the show several times talking about what was going on. So let's go back to premiering at the Lincoln Center in New York. That's kind of what started an amazing season for you guys.
It's been a heck of a season. Yes, we were at Lincoln Center in September, and that was, there's something pretty amazing about being in the artistic capital of the world, if you will, and being on a stage like Alice Tully Hall in Lincoln Center. It's also a little nerve-wracking. Coming from Tucson, you hope that people will show up and like us. And we had a full house, and we got a standing ovation after the first half and the second half. So I think they liked us.
Well, I believe it because I've heard you, of course, but also after hearing your first international CD, of course people are going to applaud that. I mean, it's really incredible what you guys are doing. So tell us about that CD.
Well, that performance in Lincoln Center coincided with the release of the CD. And I couldn't have imagined how successful that it would be. That day, that album was airing on radio stations across the country. We reached #5 on the Billboard Classical chart, which was mind-blowing. And then we got 2 Grammy nominations.
Wow.
So it was pretty awesome.
And, so first off, congratulations
Thank you.
On the 2 Grammy nominations. How did that all pan out?
Well, we got 1 win out of 2.
Amazing, amazing.
So Grammy winners is what we should be saying now.
And I should clarify that the win was for the main composition that we performed at Lincoln Center, that we commissioned for the 10th anniversary of 9/11 back in 2011 by our beloved composer Stephen Paulus, who unfortunately is no longer with us. But I can't tell you how touching and moving it was to have his wife and 2 sons go up and accept that Grammy on his behalf. It was pretty awesome.
So incredible. And I know we're looking at some of the pictures from the Grammys, which of course I'm trying to live vicariously through you. Because what an amazing, was it just such an outstanding experience to be there?
Well, they call the Grammys music's biggest night, and it lives up to its reputation, I have to tell you. It is glitzy beyond glitzy. The whole red carpet experience was awesome. My wife and I had the great pleasure of walking the red carpet with an array of cameras, the TV cameras and the still cameras, and we were actually assigned a media escort and to walk us down, and their job was to see if any of the networks would interview me, right? And so she would go up and say, okay, we've got this nominee, do you want to talk to him? And they're like, well, who is this? I realize I'm not the big get, right? I mean, they're looking for Carrie Underwood and all the others, right? But I did 3 interviews.
Wow.
And then we hung out at the end of the red carpet, and we caught several stars. My wife and I have got handed to my wife. She stopped, Carrie Underwood and Johnny Depp and all kinds of people, and said, "Hey, can we get a picture?" And they were very accommodating. It was a blast.
So cool. Well, you've already had an amazing season.
Yeah.
How do you even wrap up a season of so many amazing things? And you found the perfect way to do that because you have a great collaboration.
We do. We are capping the season with, it's actually a program of American music for choir and percussion. And we're going to do, well-known pieces by Bernstein and Copeland and Barber, but we're also going to premiere a new work by a Tucson composer. His name is Sheldon Curry. It is a musical depiction of the Sonoran Desert. It has O'odham text, it has a Spanish text, and an English text. The idea is that the piece celebrates this place and the 3 major populations that share this place and are fortunate to call it home. And in fact, we believe that this is one of the first pieces of music written down that has O'odham text that will be performed. And so we've been fortunate to have Ophelia Zepeda of the U of A Native American Language Institute coach us on this diction that is I'm sure you can appreciate Heather as a singer. Doesn't come exactly as second nature, say, as Italian or German, especially not English. So we've been working hard on it.
Wow. Well, I know we're going to have a couple of opportunities to see you perform this amazing work live. And I hope you'll come back because we'll want to see what's going to happen next season. But in the meantime, I'm going to make sure the viewers have all of the information to check out your website and make sure to come see you live because now that you're a Grammy winner right here in Tucson, we have to take advantage of that, right? So, Eric, thank you so much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Great to see you. Now, you can catch True Concord all weekend at various locations. For complete details, you can visit trueconcord.org or call 401-2651.